Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all okay. Today's video is going to be my top 10 pregnancy tips. So I'm currently nearly 35 weeks pregnant and pregnancy isn't easy. It's enjoyable, but it gets to a point where it's not easy, and I thought I would share with you my top 10 tips for all of you pregnant ladies out there or anyone that wishes to watch. So if you want to see what my tips are, then just keep watching. Tip number one would be to take photos of your growing bump. So this is really actually quite easy to forget to do. Pregnancy goes so quickly, and I think quite often your bump grows without you even realising. So yeah, my top tip would be to make sure you take photos like weekly. I've tried to do that, and then I can compare how I've grown over time, and even when you don't think your bump is growing, it most definitely is. So yeah, take photos of your bump. Tip number two would be to remain as positive and calm as you can about labour. So labour is one of those things that's a complete ticking time bomb. Nobody knows how it's going to go until you're actually in the moment, and I just think that if you remain as positive and as calm as you can about labour, it's more likely to go well. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's one of probably the most nerve-wracking things for first time, second time, third time mums. Even if you've done it before, you're still bound to get nervous, that's just natural, but I would recommend to remain as calm as you can and just go in with a positive mindset and know that at the end of it you're meeting your baby that you've waited 9 months to hold, and that's why you're pregnant, isn't it, to meet your baby. So yeah, I would say to remain as open as you can, take any advice within labour, any pain relief that you may need, and just remain as positive as you can. Tip number three would be to drink water. So I've tried to drink as much water as I can during this pregnancy. I think it just makes you feel a lot more healthy, it gives you more energy, and it's done wonders for me with my skin and things like that. So yeah, I would definitely say to drink plenty of water. Tip number four would be to rest and nap when you need to. So pregnancy is so tiring, especially once it gets to the end. I've definitely felt more of a strain in the last few weeks. So it's tiring, and even the little daily things that you would usually just be able to do like straight away, they are tiring and more hard work. So something that would usually take you 10 minutes will probably take you longer. So I would say definitely nap and rest when you need to. Put your feet up and yeah, just listen to your body basically. So I'm now off work on maternity leave, and as you can see, I'm filming this today in my pyjamas because this is how I'm comfortable. I'm heavily pregnant, nothing fits anymore, so why not just be in my pyjamas basically. So hope you guys don't mind, but it is a pyjama day today. Tip number five would be to ask for help and admit when you are struggling. So this is quite a hard one for me. I'm always like so focused on doing housework, nipping here, there and everywhere, getting chores and jobs done, and I think sometimes you just have to listen to yourself and take a step back and remember you are heavily pregnant, and accept help from people. I don't know, if your mum offers to help, your dad, your partner, your sister, your friends, if they offer to whip the hoover around for you, accept it and admit when you do need some help. So yeah, I would just say again, make use of those people. They're offering because they obviously want to help you, so I would definitely sort of say that is a big tip from me. And also pregnancy, you're more hormonal and you're bound to feel overwhelmed and hormonal at times. It's okay to feel like that, and it's completely normal. I found especially once I got to the third trimester, I started to feel more emotional at the fact that it was more real that I was actually soon going to have a baby, and that's completely normal, and it's okay to feel like that, and I would say to definitely discuss that with people that are close with you. So yeah, that would definitely be a top tip of mine, is to accept help from people and admit when you're struggling. Tip number 6 would be to be as organised as you can. So I've tried, especially in the last few weeks, because I was in and out of hospital with preeclampsia, so I tried to get as organised as I could, ready for the baby, made sure that everything at home has sort of roughly been done. Obviously there are still bits and bobs that are outstanding, but it's always going to be like that, but just making sure I had everything. Did I need to order anything to be delivered, and just things like that. I am soon going to do some batch cooking, so I'm on maternity leave now, so there's nothing stopping me doing some batch cooking, popping it in the freezer, and then at least once we've had baby there are some meals ready to go in the freezer and they're still nice and healthy and homemade. So that's my plan. But yeah, I would say be as organised as you can, especially leading up to your due date. You don't know when baby's going to decide it's time to come, so I would say make sure you're all packed for hospital and then you've got no stresses or last minute rushing around. Tip number 7 would be to exercise. Now I'm not talking going out for a run, because I most definitely wouldn't be able to run when I'm this pregnant. But I would say even if it's a 5-minute walk, like this morning I walked over to the shop, which is a 5-minute walk, and back again, and just got some milk and things, and you just feel better for it. Getting some fresh air and just a little bit of exercise can do wonders, and just getting out the house. So yeah, that would definitely be a tip of mine. I've tried to do that most days now when I'm on maternity leave, because obviously I'm not at work. I've tried to just get out, even if it's just to the post box or to the shop, or just a quick walk downstairs for some fresh air. That's definitely what I would recommend. Tip number 8 would be to use moisturiser from day 1. So this is a big tip of mine. I truly do believe that if you are going to get stretch marks, then you will get stretch marks anyway, but you can do things to prevent them, or not so much prevent them, but perhaps make them not as bad as they're going to be. So I would recommend to use moisturiser. I've used moisturiser on my bump, my legs, my bum and my boobs from literally when I found out I was pregnant. So I think I found out I was pregnant, and then the following week I went off to Boots and I got some of that cocoa butter one, which is really good for stretch marks, so I would recommend to do so. It's definitely helped me, and fingers crossed at the moment I haven't got any stretch marks at all, so I think that's definitely helped. So I usually do it in the morning and at night before I go to bed, and I just simply massage in some of the moisturiser. You can use any sort of moisturiser really, but they do some that specifically for stretch marks, so yeah, I would highly recommend that for you. Tip number 9 would be to embrace it. So honestly, I would just say embrace pregnancy, accept your body changes. Your body will change, everything will change, so things will get bigger, and honestly, some of the changes I didn't even realise would change. So your boobs will completely change, and just everything will feel different. But I would advise to just completely embrace it, embrace those changes. They are only temporary, and once you've had baby and you're all settled back down and into a routine, you can focus on looking to get your body back from before, if that's important to you. But I would just say embrace it. It's such a special moment. You're pregnant, you're carrying a baby, and yeah, I would just say just embrace those changes, and if you embrace them, then everybody else will, and you'll feel more confident. And finally, tip number 10, which I think is one of the most important ones, is make the most of it. So when you first find out you're pregnant, those 9 months will seem like such a long time, but they really will, they'll just fly by. And I would just completely say to embrace it, make the most of it, and just treasure it really, because the human body, it really is an amazing thing that you can grow a baby, and eventually that baby will be here. So yeah, I would just say just make the most of your pregnancy and enjoy it, and just document things. I've got a book, like a pregnancy diary, that I document everything. So when I first felt baby kick and like the scans and things, and I just think that time just goes so quickly. So just make the most of your scans and feeling baby move, and just like all those little precious times, just make the most of it and enjoy it. So those are my top 10 pregnancy tips. I really hope this is helpful to any new mums out there, any people that are sort of newly expecting, or anyone that's just generally interested in watching these videos. If you've got any further tips, then leave them in the comments below. But yeah, I just really hope that this helps you guys, and if you've got any questions for me, then leave them in the comments. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I'd love for you to stick around, and until next time, see you soon. Bye!